Let me tell y'all something. You move differently when you're considered an immigrant. Hey y'all, this is your girl TC, and I just want to talk to y'all about my first 30 days in Ghana. A lot of people been asking me about the culture shock of being in another country, but I don't look at it as a culture shock more so than a cultural experience. As I stated in the previous video, that we quickly left America to come to Ghana. Even though we left quickly from America to Ghana, we weren't stupid. We actually did a lot of research and making sure that this was the country that we wanted to go to. So it wasn't a shock per se once we got here. It was more so of a cultural, and still is more of a cultural experience, because where we are in Ghana, we are around a lot of natives. I don't think I've seen any Americans since I've been here. One of the things that I love about Ghana is the richness of the country. There's so much to experience and so much to learn that I just can't wait to share all of this with y'all. And the people here are absolutely gorgeous. The melanin around here, I just cannot get enough of. For the most part, Ghanaians are super nice. The first week we were here, we went to go get some food, and due to people speaking in their native tongue and we didn't hear anyone speaking any English, it made us a little timid. A woman approached us and she immediately asked, can I order for you? And she ordered the food, explained everything to us, and I will always appreciate her for doing that. Us as Americans, we're kind of used to not saying hello, not having casual conversation before doing a transaction, because we're so used to doing things very fast. I'm from Texas, so I'm very much used to Southern hospitality. Speaking with a Ghanaian and actually having a conversation, hello, how are you today? That goes a long, long way here. Ooh, this heat. The best way I can describe this heat, anyone from Texas can understand this. I describe it as between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock heat in July every day. That's the best way. You need to have your sunscreen, you need to have a hat, you need to have an umbrella. You definitely need to make sure that you cover yourself. The first 2 weeks here, we did not cover ourselves, and my husband and I probably like 2 to 3 different shades. So you definitely have to be prepared for the heat. Also, I want to talk about something that after all the research I've done online, no one didn't say anything about allergies here. There's a lot of dust here, but it's not dusty, if that makes sense. For example, if someone is driving by, does dust automatically flare up in the air? No, it does not. But will you see the dust? Yes. Once you inhale it, if you have dust allergies, you might want to go ahead and take a lot of allergy pills while you're here. The good thing about Ghana is you don't have to go to a doctor to get a prescription. You can just go to the local pharmacy. They have doctors there. You let them know your symptoms and they will provide you with the correct medicine. In America, we're taught to fill up the refrigerator and the food that you have will last you for a long time. You can't do that here. I think it's safe to say that everything here is probably 100% organic, is grown from the ground. You can get everything from the market, but if you hold on to, let's say, a pineapple for about a week, week and a half, it's gonna go bad. Same thing with lettuce, tomatoes, any type of fruit. In my opinion, you need to eat it probably within the next 2 to 4 days. Even 5 days is kind of pushing it. We probably go to the store about once a week, and I cook every day. But anyone who's on my Instagram see that I eat a lot. I love to eat. That's one of the things that I love about being here is you can actually eat a lot and you don't feel that guilty weight, because the food here doesn't have all that saturated fat and additives that it really just goes right through you. Okay, so here's the thing. In America, we talk a lot of slang. What's up? What it do, homie? They don't talk like that here. It's hello, how are you? The best way I can put it is here in Ghana, they're more used to the UK English more so than the American slang. So you have to really slow down and articulate your words. I had a conversation with a Ghanaian a couple of weeks ago because it wasn't working with the English he was speaking versus the English that I was speaking. And he told me I was speaking too fast, which is a complete shock to me because Southerners, we talk slow. They call it the Texas drool, but here they say we talk fast. So we have to really slow it down as Americans and articulate our words so that they can gain an understanding. Because again, American English, UK English, or English anywhere else around the world is really spoken differently. So you really have to take a step back. I can give you one example. We pronounce pepper, but here they pronounce it papa. So this guy was asking if we wanted pepper on our food, and that was part of the language barrier because I did not understand it. After the 5th time, I just asked him to show me what he was referring to, and he let us see the pepper, and I'm like, oh, pepper, yes, please, we want pepper on that. I'm not sure if I should discuss this, but I guess I will. You really have to be confident within your relationship if you're married or if you're with your boyfriend or girlfriend and you're walking down the street, because they will honk and they will stare and they don't care. My husband and I have been to restaurants, we've been to the bank, and they will stare at both of us. He has tattoos, so they automatically know that he's American. You know, with me, they're not sure because of my hair. I actually have learned to cover up my tattoos. Where we are, we kind of look like outsiders. So people are staring at us trying to figure out who we are, where are we from. So they're going to look. Walking down the street, you know, they just honk. Except for Sundays. That's the Lord's Day. They don't honk on Sundays. Another thing, in America, they don't teach us the metric system. And I did not know that America was the only place that the metric system is not taught. So I think that was more of a culture shock than anything. And that has absolutely nothing to do with Ghana. At least America could prep us and be like, hey, if you decide to leave outside the country, you might want to learn the metric system. I'm asking people here about feet and inches, and they had no clue what I was talking about. And when I say they, I'm not even speaking about Ghanaians. I'm talking about Chinese. I'm talking about people from India. And they're just like, what are you saying? Kilometers? And I'm like, no, inches. They have no clue. Also, one of the last things I want to talk about. Y'all, please stop comparing America to Ghana. That's not fair to Ghana, and that's not fair to America. I've seen people compare prices here, and they're like, well, it's only this much in American dollars, so we can go ahead and buy as much as we want in Ghana. That is the quickest way to get broke here in Ghana. That is the absolute wrong mentality to have while you're here, regardless if you're here permanently or if you're here on holiday. If you're here permanently, that's the quickest way for you to be broke, in my opinion, within 2 to 3 years. On my Instagram, I actually show different prices whenever we go someplace. And from there, I do the comparison from cedi to US dollar so that anyone who's looking to leave the country can understand the value of their dollar. Okay, prime example. I went to the Mac store here and I was looking for some pressed powder. I bought some pressed powder, but I was just really interested to see how much pressed powder would be here in Ghana, especially at a Mac store. So I was really excited. And as soon as that man told me 315 cedi, I walked out the store. As of this video, 315 cedi equals to $54.02 in US dollars. Now, if you go to the Mac store in America, I believe it's actually $32 to $35. But 315 CD, in my opinion, is way too much for some makeup when you can buy groceries for that exact same amount. I'm really thinking about doing videos in the future on that, I don't want to say comparing the money, but actually more so on how to live in Ghana and make sure that you don't drain your money very quickly. I've seen so many people that they do these YouTube videos and they're here for just a short amount of time, and next thing you know, they have to go back because of lack of funds. And if there's any way that I can help people economically to be here and stay here, then I'm so happy to help out with that. And also a disclaimer, even though I am a financial analyst, I am not your financial analyst. I'm just giving you my economic opinion on living here in Ghana and what I see your money best being suited for. In my opinion, 315 CD for pressed powder is not the best way to spend your money, because your money does run out pretty fast here depending on what you're trying to do. You have to be very mindful when you're spending money here in Ghana. As I am going to say, as a lot of YouTubers say, money does run fast here, depending on the lifestyle that you're trying to live. If you're trying to live that American lifestyle here in Ghana, only getting American products, yes, your money is going to run out very, very quickly. With the 30 days of my husband and I being here, it has been so cleansing to the mind, to the body, to the soul. I can't imagine not being here. I know that I have a long way to go. We need to learn tree. We need to start getting around more. Due to the pandemic, a lot of things are shut down around here. So I'll be glad when things kind of get going again. There's so much that I want y'all to see. In my previous video, we went to Cape Coast. So I'm hoping that we'll have a little bit more adventure as things start to open up in the future. There are definitely more videos to come. So please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hey y'all, click to look at my previous video and also to subscribe and get notifications of my journey.